Guys, we need to talk. But first of all, I am joined by my little co-host, Baby Pumpkin over here today, Mr. QB, the positive mini pumpkin. I may be a tiny pumpkin, but I believe in you. Do your thing. And I agree. 100%. You heard it from Hubie, hearing it from me. But we do need to have a talk. We gotta talk about the mega drop. I promised myself I would not make a video like this because I am trying to keep my channel more like, not positive, but just like not having, yeah, I guess positive, like not really having a lot of, talking about like a lot of crazy stuff. Because I feel like there's a lot going on in the world itself, and then plus in the Pokemon community as well. So I really didn't really want to touch on it just yet. I was like, but so September 26th, aka this past Friday, I was lucky enough to be able to take some paid time off to go to the drop because it was my birthday on Friday, and I thought that was pretty dope that Mega was dropping on my birthday. So I was like, you know what, this is worthy enough, I think, for me to, take a day off. And so I did. And this honestly is the first drop I've ever been to. I used to be able to get product just by walking in the store, and it was nice. It was like, oh cool, like if you were having like, a tough day, or if you were trying to complete a set, or you just wanted to like open some packs, you could just stop somewhere and just pick up like Shrouded Fable or Stellar Crown. Like, it wasn't as crazy as it is now. This was the first big drop that I would be able to go to. So I was like, awesome, cool. Not awesome, not cool, not really a fun experience. It's one thing, like, we see those videos out there of people being scumbags, like, if you're watching, like, Rattle covers them, Kenny Boulder, and then also Opossum Bud goes over some of the scumbags. It's a whole different thing actually seeing it in person. And you're just, like, so dumbfounded by the amount of craziness. And especially when someone else is dealing like with the same thing, because the elusive Umbreon, one of his friends, he was gonna, like, this was his first drop as well, so he was gonna go and he was like, yeah, it's gonna be great, I'm excited, gonna get some Mega, and it got completely ruined where he couldn't even like be there because all he did was ask a question about empty chairs to be like, hey, whose chairs are these? And then all of a sudden there's like 7 guys on him trying to fight him. And I'm like, did we enter an alternate reality? Like, is this real life where actual grown adults are getting upset and about to fight somebody over a question? Like, he didn't even tell them to move them. He was just asking. And I was like, that's completely wild to me. I can't. And then, like, me, when I was in line, you hear, like, these scalpers just talking about their latest, like, resell, and how they were able to sell, like, the one guy was talking about a slab that he sold where it should have really only been like $40, but he sold it for like 110. And I was just like, and he's just like laughing, and he was talking about the guy that bought it and calling him like a chump and stupid. I just think it's still kind of scummy to like stand there and like laugh at somebody, especially when you know you're reselling something at a higher price than it's supposed to be. And it's just like, I don't know. I just find it like really not okay. Or like, I'm pretty sure I've seen a video of a guy using his children to cut the line and then like buy a bunch of product. And I saw that happen in real time. Now, I'm all for kids getting the product first. I mean, if you're a kid, fine, go right ahead. But if you're an adult using your kids to then resell, I just think that's really freaking scummy. Like, and that's a horrible lesson that people are just teaching their kids that do that. It's just not, it's not right. Or like one of the guys that we had seen at our local card shop that we always go to, we saw him the day after Mega dropped. He was telling us about this like elderly gentleman who had a cane, and this group of like very young, like he said probably like 20 years old, just cut the guy and just like went right in front of him. And I was like, how are you gonna do that? Because they were probably assuming, okay, this dude's elderly, he's an elderly gentleman, and he's probably not gonna start with us because he's too old for that. He's not gonna want to start with us. And they were right. He didn't want to start with them. But that's why the guy who saw it happen said something and was like, hey man, not cool. Like, where's your morals at? So I don't know. I'm really worked up about this because I just like, it doesn't compute in my brain because I'm like, dude, it's Pokemon cards, man. Come on. Is it really worth like getting into a fight with somebody or being like nasty or making fun of people for, yeah, maybe making a poor financial decision, but also because y'all are in the freaking space making everything skyrocket in price. So it's like, what are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? Sorry. It's frustrating. I'm very frustrated. And just to see it like firsthand was also a little crazy, where I was like, this is kind of insane to like see it happening in real time. I don't know. It was just like, it was banana sauce, and I was not happy with that, because it stinks, because people can't get to these drops because they usually, like, the store is usually open while work is happening. Like, don't get me wrong, there were like nice people in line, you know, actual like actual fans of Pokemon that like collect and play and everything like that. Like, even the one guy, he had gone into work late. He was like, I'm going to work late for this. Hopefully I'll make it on time. Like, you know, but that's the majority of the collectors that are adults. I mean, even kids, they can't really get to a drop without a parent, you know, because, I mean, you're not going to let your 8-year-old kid stand in a line where potentially things could go wrong. So, you know, it's tough. I feel like it's really tough for, you know, collectors and enthusiasts and fans who have like a full-time job to get to these drops, and then they miss out, which really stinks. And, you know, the kids miss out too, because if their parents can't bring them, then they're beat. So it's frustrating because you can't change other people. Like, you can't change them, you know, and you can't change the prices. You can't change like people showing up, you know? You can't change Pokemon and, you know, printing more, like you can't, all of these things are so out of our control. But the only thing that we can control is ourselves and how we conduct ourselves in situations. Some things that you can do, though, is kind of try to make a difference in your small area. So, you know, you see something or someone being like scummy, like grossly scummy, like say something, you know, or like take out your phone and, you know, call the authorities. Because yeah, at the end of the day, you know, nobody should be getting like physically hurt from trying to get product. That's wild. So yeah, if you see something scummy, like say something or call the authorities. Just like that guy with the older gentleman with his cane, you know, like if someone can't advocate for themselves, advocate for them. If you're able to afford it, you know, when you get up to whatever counter, I mean, this will work better at like, you know, a local card store where you can just be like, hey, okay, here's our limits. I'll take this, and this. And then, you know what? So this booster bundle, you guys keep this. Either a kid that comes in or like a collector or fan that missed the drop, like give that to them, you know, because that's another good way to kind of to give back and then, you know, kind of fight the people that are in this community just for money purposes. I mean, I get it. There's certain sides to it, like investing, you know, people having a sealed collection and holding on to it for a while. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm not that person. I do not keep sealed collections. I don't do that. I don't. If I buy something, I'm gonna open it. And I know that people will say that that's stupid and that you lose money when you're doing that, but that's not my purpose when I'm opening. Like, that's not my purpose for being here. And that's never been my purpose. My purpose has always been to have fun, to open the cards, to create the sets, to collect my favorites, to get chase cards that I really want from certain sets, you know? That's always been my goal. So everything you see on the shelf behind me has all been opened. Nothing sealed there. So all these bad boys have been opened. And all of these sets, trying to complete. Minus Twilight. Because Twilight, there's just some cards in there that are super dope. Oh, and Prismatic. Yeah. Because once again, I mean, there's super dope cards in there as well. I mean, Espeon is like one of my top tier favorites, so. And then of course, you know, Elusive Umbreon he loves Umbreon. So, I mean, I'm never gonna pull those. There's no way. But if I find it in the wild and it's affordable, then I get it. But I have not picked up Prismatic in a very long time. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, and I'm not trying to knock people for collecting. You know, you can do what you want with your product. You know, you like sealed stuff and you hold on to it for a while. Whatever, you know. As long as you don't buy like 27 boxes and then keep them all sealed, because that's 27 less for someone. I mean, I get like keeping one, maybe two, like sealed. If you're a sealed collector, one or maybe two makes some lick of sense to me. But like, if you have like a wall full of sealed like booster boxes, I'm like, what is that? That's just taking away from other people that could open it and enjoy it, or complete a set if they want to. But I don't know. It's I don't know. It is what it is, you know. People can do what they want, and that's fine, because it's their money. I feel like the more we kind of, like the more the actual people in this community come together, I feel like the better our chances are of surviving this craze thing that's going on right now, where everything's super hyped for like no reason. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Thank you for letting me rant. I just kind of wanted to talk about it and just, I don't know, let people know that there's hope, and it just starts with your little corner. Like, there's a lot that we can't change, but there is also a lot that we can do as individuals to kind of just support each other. You know, it's crazy, like, talking about this, it sounds like so intense when it's like really, it really shouldn't be. There is no reason I should be making a video about this right now sounding this intense, because there are so many bigger things in the world going on right now. And it's like, I don't know, I guess that's partially too why, because certain other things just feel super hopeless. So I guess that's why too I'm taking my philosophy that I go into everything with, which is, you can't control other people. You cannot change the way other people react, think, do things, whatever. The only thing that you do have control over is yourself and your own actions. So that's why conduct yourself as a decent human in society. Not just in the Pokemon space, but everywhere. But the Pokemon space is what my channel's about, and that is what got brought out because of the Reller Poo Ball stuff that I saw occurring. And I was just like, I have to comment on this, because this is kind of just crazy. Just remember, one person can make a difference, because you can, in your corner of the world. And sometimes, honestly, that's all it takes is one person to spark up something big. If you haven't seen the movie Pay It Forward, you should watch it. It's a good flick. I appreciate you guys showing up as always, and thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys soon.